24-hour re-entry interval. Act now with Danitol. Control on command. Read and follow label instructions before using. As a citrus grower, just the words California Red Scale are enough to make you shudder. That's because scale can quickly blemish your fruit, making it unmarketable. So what can you do? Catch scale in the early whitecap stage. Then apply a steam insect growth regulator, the most effective way to control scale all season long. Its unique mode of action helps manage resistance. Plus, Esteem affects all life stages of scale while going easy on beneficials. Esteem, first because it lasts. Always read and follow label instructions.
This is KCAA.
Welcome back to Power Hour. Thank you for joining us. We got a really interesting program today. The second hour, Jason Durkovics and Dr. Eric Llewellyn will be joining us from the UK. Grown by Nature is an item that we've carried a lot of, and we've sold a lot of. And we're going to talk to Dr. Llewellyn about why, when Gary Null said yesterday, or Dr. Gary Null said that we need about 400 milligrams every morning of magnesium, and they only have 30 milligrams in Grown by Nature, why is this? So that's one of the questions I want to ask Dr. Llewellyn. And Jason Durkovics, they'll be on today at 8 a.m. Central Time. At 9 a.m., oh my gosh, you're in for a treat. John Herlosky wrote a book called Sorcerer's Apprentice, and it's about the military use of remote viewing. Oh my goodness. I talked to him last night, and I asked him if anybody has remote viewed 9/11. And he said, I did accidentally. I said, tell me the story. I hope he will tell you the story today about how he remotely viewed 9/11 by mistake. What is remote viewing? Well, it's basically teaching people how to be psychic. And he went through the course to become psychic, and he found out that you can be taught to be psychic. Now, is this a gift? Is it an evil thing? Is it a dark thing? Well, you'll have to make that decision yourself. But this is going to be inside the CIA's psychic program and the remote viewing that many people have done. We had General Stubblebine on at one point, who was ahead of the remote viewing program in the 1980s. And we've had John Ronson on, The Men Who Stare at Goats. You'll probably recall that. So today we're going to have John Herlosky join us in the third hour. So that will be interesting, I guarantee you. All right, let's get back to the news and the Pope's new job, which is to interpret or change the commandments. Anyway, addressing the inclusion of the new commandments, which bring the total number to 11, Pope Francis praised the rapid growth of technology in the digital age, but said progress comes at a price. The new fifth commandment, which replaces the prohibition of adultery, forbids all aspects of genetic engineering and bans the consumption of genetically modified foods. Well, I got to admit, I kind of like the idea of that. I don't know that I would make it a commandment and say that God said to do that. But that's what he is saying. So did God tell him that? That's a pretty good one if you ask me. Anyway, the new fifth commandment, which replaces the prohibition of adultery, forbids all aspects of genetic engineering and bans the consumption of genetically modified foods. Lastly, the 11th commandment disallows personal idolization and the glorification of oneself over God. Using the Kardashians, a highly publicized celebrity family, as an example, Pope Francis said, selfies are an abomination in the eyes of our Lord. Okay, does that make it a sin, a full-fledged sin then? Selfies? Now, if you're not familiar with selfies, that's when you hold up your camera, phone, and take a picture of yourself. Those are selfies. A spokesman for the Vatican, Father Federico Lombardi, said the 11 commandments are currently being etched into marble by Italian sculptor, and upon completion will be unveiled to the world in St. Peter's Square following an internationally televised mass. Now, I'm hoping this is a real story. There's no source here. I'm going to tell you there's no source. So we consider these kinds of things chatter until we have source. But I thought it was an interesting story to tell you, so I just wanted to share that with you. New Commandments, written by the Pope. We'll see if that's a real story or not. And I don't normally do this, but I just thought that was so fascinating that anyone would put that much time and effort into it. And maybe it is misleading, maybe it's not. We'll find out if he really said that. All right, getting back to other news. Now, this is real. The IRS ought to be eliminated for a whole bunch of reasons. Now, this is only one of the latest reasons on the stack of other reasons. But new documents show extensive collaboration between the IRS, the DOJ, to criminally prosecute conservative groups. New documents that were obtained by the government watchdog group Judicial Watch, which I got to commend them. They are amazing in staying after some of these issues, and you know they're being watched very carefully. It appears now that the IRS illegally shared, by violating federal law, 1.25 million pages of taxpayer information. I repeat. Now, this is criminal. This is absolutely criminal. Why are we acquiescing to this organization? Because we're scared. That's why. When you get that little thing in the mail that says, oh, you owe us another $3,560.72. Please send it immediately. Oh, man, rush to the post office. Get it gone, right? No reason needed, just they need more money. And yet they can share 1.25 million pages of taxpayer information with the DOJ, which were contained on nearly 24 FBI backup tapes. Furthermore, information shows the DOJ wanted IRS officials who were scheduled to testify in front of Congress about the targeting scandal to turn over planned remarks to them before delivering on Capitol Hill. Well, I really think Judicial Watch deserves some kudos for this story. I could go into it more. It is, by the way, it's 501c4 organizations, and a 501c4 is a social welfare organization, like a civic league or organization not organized for profit, but operated exclusive for the promotion of social welfare. Do you know any that do, really? And local associations of employees, membership of which is limited to the employees of a designated person in a particular municipality, and homeowners associations, volunteer fire companies, organizations that engage in substantial lobbying activities. Now, churches are 501c3, and these are 501c4 organizations that primarily were targeted here. There were some 501c3s also. But 1.25 million pages illegally shared, criminally shared with the DOJ. The revelation that's just now come about likely means that the IRS, including possibly Lois Lerner, violated federal tax law by transmitting this information to the Justice Department. That 1.25 million pages of confidential IRS returns that were shared from 113,000 nonprofits that were 501c4. Or almost every 501c4 in the United States had their information turned over to the Justice Department. Unbelievable. And what are we doing? Run to the bank and pay your money, or run to the post office and pay your money. Get it out quick. They say we owe. They say we owe. You know, if all the talk show hosts that talk truth were being really honest, now let's just say it like it is. If we were being really honest, here's what we would say. Don't support a criminal organization. But because we collectively are afraid of the IRS, we don't say that. You've got a code that is how many thousands of pages long? 70,000, something like that? How can anyone know what is in that code? How can anyone get a tax return correct when you take it to two different people and you ask them to do your taxes? they come up with 2 different numbers. Or you take it to 3 people and they come up with 3 different numbers. $113,000 nonprofit 501c4 social welfare groups had their information illegally turned over to the Justice Department. And we don't do anything. And, they even talked about the fact that these groups need to be made a public example with prosecution. They're trying to scare people, and guess what? It's working. These new documents show that the Obama IRS scandal is also an Obama DOJ and an Obama FBI scandal. Now, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton said in a statement, and I'm telling you, this guy has got guts. The FBI and Justice Department worked with Lois Lerner and the IRS to concoct some reason to put President Obama's opponents in jail before the re-election. And this abuse resulted in the FBI's illegally obtaining confidential taxpayer information. How can the Justice Department and FBI investigate the very scandal in which they were implicated? Look at the talk show host, and I mean look critically at the talk show host that won't even mention the IRS. Won't even mention it on their shows. Now, that's one of the hugest problems that we have. But remember, the Rice Road Church I told you about said, pay, pray, and obey. Because God put those people in that job and they said to pay, and you should pay, as in Romans. Really? Paul said that, as I recall. Anyway, it's no wonder that Lerner's hard drive magically crashed, losing thousands of emails sent and received during that time period. Ladies and gentlemen, you are supporting a criminal organization. That is proof enough right there. If you need more proof than that, well, so be it. 3 Supreme Court justices, this bothers me a whole lot, who have been ruled on cases involving companies in which they own stock. Now we got a criminal Supreme Court. And a criminal everything else, if you ask me. But the Supreme Court's top justice and 2 associate justices have repeatedly ruled in cases involving companies in which they owned stock. The organization Fix the Court says in a PDF report that Chief Justice John Roberts and Associate Justices Stephen Breyer and Samuel Alito have created potential, I don't think there's any potential about it, created conflicts of interest by participating in decisions that potentially affected their stock portfolio. Fix the Court reviewed cases heard by the court between 2009 and 13, focused on 19 cases in which the 3 justices owned stock in companies that filed friend of the court or amicus curiae briefs. Now, those amicus curiae briefs carry a lot of weight, especially when they come from the Supreme Court. The report says that in those cases, 68% of the time, Roberts, Breyer, and Alito sided with the companies in which they own stock. How surprising, right? The other 6 justices were omitted from the study because they don't own a significant amount of common stock in individual companies. The 19 conflict of interest cases involve such matters as mandatory arbitration, affirmative action, and corporate immunity for international law violations. Danger, red flag. Examples provided by Fix the Court include 3 class action cases, Walmart v. Dukes, AT&T v. Concepcion, and Comcast v. Barron, in which Roberts owned up to $100,000 in shares of Intel, which filed a brief in support of Comcast, owned up to $100,000 in shares of Dell, which supported AT&T, and up to 400,000 combined in shares of Intel, Microsoft, and Hewlett-Packard, which filed an amicus for Walmart. How do these people make so much money sitting on the bench is what I want to know. It's kind of like the president. He goes in with $300,000 in his total, or $300,000 to $600,000 in his total financial bottom line statement, and he comes out buying a $12 million house in Hawaii. And you have to wonder, what was his second job? In another case, Kcaa v. Royal Dutch Petroleum, Breyer and Alito sided with the defendant, which was supported by IBM. Breyer owned up to 50,000 in shares, and by Caterpillar, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, IBM, and Procter & Gamble. And Alito owned as much as $280,000 in these companies. You know, their bottom line would have been affected tremendously. Now, that is absolutely, without a doubt, conflict of interest. And not once did any of the justices from any of those cases recuse themselves. Not once. Criminal, criminal, criminal. Now, if you were on the other side of one of those cases, wouldn't you have a little heartburn over all of this? Gay marriage. State agency orders Christians to stop talking about their faith, according to Kit Daniels, after a Christian couple said they refused to bake a gay wedding cake because they have faith in the Lord. An Oregon state agency ordered them to cease and desist talking about their faith. Now, let me go back to this case, because this is supposedly these people went in who were same-sex, getting married, and one of these people declines to make them a wedding cake. Now, most of the lesbians and the gays deal with lesbian, gay people. That's, you know, they're kind of like the Mennonites. They do business with their own. And that's fine. I have no problem with that. But I find this very suspicious that they just went in, asked them to do a wedding cake, and made sure they knew that, you know, same sex. And the couple, Aaron and Melissa Klein, said, no, we don't believe in that. And here's part of the conversation. I don't want to be part of our marriage, which I think is wrong. Klein said, I know who I am, and I want to live my life the way I want to live my life. And, you know, I choose to serve God. Then the Kleins also said, it's one of those things where you will never want to see something you put so much work into go belly up. But on the other hand, I have a faith in the Lord, and he's taken care of me up to this point, and I'm sure he will in the future. That was back in 2013. And as a result of saying no to the cake, which I think was probably a set-up situation myself, but that's my own opinion. The couple, Aaron and Melissa Klein, were also ordered to pay $135,000 to the lesbian couple that they refused to serve for emotional damages. Hey, you could make a living doing this, couldn't you? I wonder if they ever thought about that. We'll be back after this 3-minute break with the Power Hour. Stay tuned. This is Joyce Riley.
So my elementary school-aged child is begging me for a cell phone.
Please, Mom, please. All the kids have them.
But I've seen the research, and it makes sense to me that any mobile device that operates using electromagnetic frequencies that close to me or my child's head needs to be blocked.
Harmful wireless radiation is real. Protect yourself and your loved ones with Block It Pocket. Call 888-315-9618. Free shipping to the lower 48. BlockItPocket.com. Enhancing health and privacy.
Affordable health insurance was the promise of Obamacare, but for many, the government mandate caused more problems than it solved. And I want to tell you about a truly affordable alternative, Liberty HealthShare. Liberty HealthShare bypasses doctor and hospital panels, giving you the freedom to choose. 100% coverage up to $1 million per year per occurrence, who includes dental, vision, pharmacy, and holistic care. Call 1-800-714-6993. 1-800-714-6993. 1-800-714-6993 today.
We've all heard about antibiotics, but what about probiotics? Antibiotic means against life. Probiotic means pro-life. Antibiotics kill bacteria that are infectious and harmful to the body. They also kill the good bacteria, though, that are necessary for good health. Probiotics from living streams replaces the healthy balance of friendly bacteria and normalizes the digestive tract. Gastritis, ulcers, diarrheal disease is just a few of the problems people develop when the intestinal flora is out of balance. Living Stream's probiotics create the healthy balance needed for good digestion, suppresses growth of pathogenic bacteria, and actually increases resistance to infection. Call the Power Hour, 877-817-9829. Order your Living Stream probiotics today. They're available in 2, 4, and 8-ounce bottles, and Living Stream's probiotics comes with a money-back guarantee. Get your body back in balance with Living Stream's probiotics today. 877-817-9829. That's 877-817-9829. Living Stream's probiotics. Everyone should be pro-life.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number. Call 1-888-379-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-888-379-MY-TV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-888-379-MY-TV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-888-379-MY-TV. 1-888-379-MY-TV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-888-379-MY-TV. 1-888-379-MY-TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are magically reconnected. Sorry about that. I guess stuff happens, doesn't it? Anyway, getting back to the news, we are training ISIL. That's what allegedly, we all know that that's what's happening, right? Anyway, the White House website has corrected Obama's speech blooper. Paul Joseph Watson says that House.gov website corrected this embarrassing mistake made by Barack Obama during a press briefing. In it, he said the U.S. forces were training ISIL. Oh, my goodness, a little bit of the truth snuck out, huh? How does it feel? Anyway, the WhiteHouse.gov transcript left in its original quote, but placed the word Iraqi in brackets after the word ISIL, correcting Obama's mistake. CONCON versus the nullification in the email blast and at the Power Hour News section. And you can check out all these stories at the Power Hour News section. Wanda gets them up there. She does an amazing job. And there's a video about the nullification, CONCON versus nullification. And today, most Americans realize the federal government is out of control. Many are looking ways to rein it in. How hard are they, really? I mean, if you just seen July 4th and everybody talking about how great freedom is, there are 2 proposals being offered to accomplish this worthwhile goal. First, some are promoting the calling of an Article 5 convention, also known as a Convention of the States, or a CONCON. Advocates of the Article 5 convention look to repair the Constitution. Nullification does not call for changing the Constitution, but for enforcing it. Really, but it opens the door to anything and everything, and also it puts the camel's nose squarely under the tent. School administrators in Iowa to monitor students with body cameras. School administrators in Iowa will soon be outfitted with body cameras in a new program aimed at monitoring interactions with students. According to a Des Moines Register, the 13 cameras, worth roughly $1,100, will be provided to principals and other administrators throughout the Burlington Community School District. Aldo Leopold Middle School principal Mark Yeoman, who was exonerated by a school surveillance camera last year after being accused of kicking a student, stated that the body cameras would allow administrators to monitor student movement in the hallways and in lunchrooms, as well as during conversations with students and parents. I guess you see the problems in all of this. Now remember, of course, we want to solve a problem, which is we don't want those students lying about kicking the principal or the principal kicking them. So we'll just take away their privacy. That's the way that works. Stuart Rhodes calls for an emergency summit, ladies and gentlemen. We need to talk about this. And the U.S. Mint ran out of silver. We'll be back after this 1 minute, 10-second break with the Power Hour. Stay tuned.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 a.m., the station that leaves no listener behind.
Good morning. I'm Chuck Kamlick. CNBC Radio stocks will take a beating on Wall Street today. Two reasons, Greece and China. European leaders have given Greece until Sunday to get a debt deal done or else. And stocks in China have fallen 30% in the past 3 weeks after soaring earlier this year. CVS cutting ties with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which it accuses of fighting anti-smoking laws. CVS stopped selling tobacco products last year, saying they're not healthy. Microsoft may be cutting jobs in its Nokia phone business. The New York Times says these cuts would be over and above the 18,000 layoffs announced last year. A new CNBC survey shows more of us are more worried about losing our jobs to trade deals than robots or computers. That survey shows the less money someone makes, the more worried they are that they'll lose their jobs to cheaper labor overseas. And General Mills will soon only use cage-free eggs in all of its products, similar to moves announced recently by other companies like Walmart. I'm Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH+. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
We were rolling down this road in
Anbar Province.
All of a sudden
There's a huge explosion.
We knew right away.
It was an IED.
Then we started taking sniper fire
and RPGs from the hills.
Today's servicewomen face the same combat dangers as men.
It's pretty amazing.
We made it out alive.
But at home, women veterans face different challenges. DAV understands this and fights to get women veterans the health, disability, and financial benefits they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help.
AM. Don't forget that number. And for you young people who got here by accidentally fat-fingering your FM band selector, we're an AM radio station. And AM refers to more than just the time of day.
Good morning. It's 6:02. Checking out traffic and weather. Looks like a cooling oasis in the summertime heat there. Clouds and drizzle. Temperatures cooling to the 70s across the Southland. LA and Orange County, they're going to see drizzle and temps in the mid-70s. Beaches with temps in the upper 60s. And the mountains are going to see temps in the mid-70s. Currently 67 at Kcaa. Checking traffic. Stop and go traffic in Corona. That would be the 91 westbound between McKinley Road and Green River Road. In Temecula, we've got stop and go traffic on 15 southbound between the 79 Winchester Road and Rainbow Valley. And in Ontario, we've got some slow traffic on the 60 westbound between Haven Avenue and 57 Orange Freeway. That's traffic and weather from the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
In AgNet West today, fewer cherries this year from the field. More after this.
And now another episode of One Soil to Live.
I'm sorry, Sarah. It doesn't look good.
Oh, no, Doctor. Is there any hope?
Well, yes. But you'll need to follow these 4 principles if you want to make it healthy again.
Of course. Anything.
Okay. Now, first, you must keep it covered and keep living roots in it throughout the year with diverse plants and rotations.
Yes, Doctor. Of course.
And finally, Sarah, it's important to disturb it as little as possible.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. You're a real soil saver.
No thanks necessary. Improving soil health is what I live to do.
There's an amazing amount of life in healthy soil. More importantly, that life can help make our nation's farms more productive, profitable, and resilient. Visit your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today and learn more about the basics and benefits of soil health. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
USDA estimates less sweet and tart cherries will be produced this year due to various weather events. Here's Lance Honig of the USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service.
Weather is always a big factor for cherries. Of course it is for every crop, but it seems to be such a big factor for the cherries. And with Michigan in particular being the big driver on the tart cherries, it's always the spring weather. It's always, do we get the freeze, do we not get the freeze? This year we got the freeze. It was a hard freeze in late May. That's just can be almost devastating to a crop. We see a 34% reduction in that expected production in Michigan due to that freeze. The sweet cherries, a little different situation there on the weather this year. Again, we did see a reduction in the crop due to the weather, but it's not a single event. It's just warmer, drier weather all through the winter and into the spring, just not as many cherries produced based on those conditions.
We have more on the cherry industry on our website. I'm Sabrina Hill for AgnetWest.com.
When should I begin taking Social Security? What should I invest in today? And when should I look at making changes? What should I do with my 401k if I change jobs?
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. These are just some of the questions we are asked on a regular basis, and the answers are different for each and every one of you. That's why at Compact Asset Management, we take a holistic approach to wealth management, which means taking the time to get to know you, your lifestyle, and your goals to better invest your money now and make a plan for your future. Call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and make an appointment to meet with me personally for a free portfolio review and answers to your specific financial questions. That's 1-800-388-9700, 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Are you thirsty for books that will fill your soul with wisdom, joy, and inspiration? Then take a refreshing and nourishing drink at Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore, located in the heart of the Agape International Spiritual Center in Culver City. which incidentally was recently featured on The Today Show. From aromatic soy candles to best-selling authors like Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith and a whole host of other visionaries, Alice's Quiet Mind bookstore has everything to soothe your body, spirit, and soul. For more info and directions, visit agapelive.com today. It gets real, it's live, it's really live, local and in motion. Every day on Kcaa, the Inland Empire's only live local motion talk. Kcaa 1050 AM and kcaaradio.com.
Good morning. It's Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we have Bill Schwartz in the booth.
Good morning.
Good morning. And we are on the Brink, the morning show on Kcaa AM 1050, a CNBC News affiliate radio station. So how is everybody this morning?
I'm real road lagged. I drove in from Newport Beach. I'm taking care of my sister's dogs.
Oh, my gosh, all the way in Newport Beach?
Oh, yeah, and it's funny. She tells me that she's only allowed to water 2 days a week now.
Yes.
As are her neighbors, except there's this one neighbor who has a really green lawn.
Mm-hmm.
So all the other neighbors are kind of starting to take a look at him going, what's going on here?
Uh-huh. Yeah, everybody else has a lawn that's patchy, green in patches.
Brown patches. Yes,
exactly.
That's the order of the
green
day.
patches, mostly brown. So that's certainly what our yard looks like.
Yes, indeed.
So how are you this morning, Tobin?
I'm good, except, it's Wednesday, and whenever I hear that word, I always wonder, why don't we say Wednesday?
I don't know. We never have. They don't say that in the UK or anywhere else.
I know, but it's not spelled with the N before the D. The N comes after. It's Wednesday. We should say it that way. Let's be honest.
Perhaps Elliot Ness had something to do with it.
Maybe. Or somebody in, speaking Middle English or Old English.
Well, it's wordplay Wednesday.
It is wordplay Wednesday. God, that sounds ridiculous.
I know, doesn't it?
So tell everybody why you're wearing pink today.
Okay, so my middle school that I teach at, we have these shirts. It says on Wednesdays we wear pink, and it's because of breast cancer awareness. And our PTO put this together, parent-teacher organization. And I jokingly told you as we were walking in this morning, I forgot to wear it most Wednesdays this school year.
Yes.
But this summer I've been really good about it. So I'm going to go back to work in August, and I'll be like, yes, I did it. I wore it every Wednesday, and then I'll start forgetting again.
Yeah, probably. Well, it's good for everybody to know, and not just breast cancer, all the cancers.
All the cancers.
Are you going to be running in the Relay for Life again this year in Rialto?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's something we're committed to. It's a good fundraiser. It's just a great way to help raise awareness as well as raise funds.
Yep.
And it's fun.
And it's fun. It's in September, correct?
I think so. The date has changed a little bit each year, but I think so.
So it's really hot. So I don't mind, at night doing it, but during the day, not so much.
Yeah, last year I was part of the group that did the nighttime leg, and that was perfect.
That was perfect. How about you, Bill? Have you ever done the Relay for Life?
Oh, there's the microphone. If I can't find the mic, how can I find the relay?
Exactly. I don't know.
Not particularly, no.
Well, maybe you'll do it with us this year.
Fat chance.
So, speaking of things to do, tomorrow, Tobin and I are going to be at an event that's absolutely amazing.
Yes, it is.
We're going down to Comic-Con International in San Diego, which, of course, runs from July 9th through 12th. But we're not actually going into the main convention. We're going to be outside. Battlecasters is taking San Diego by storm. Whether you're attending Comic-Con International San Diego or just in the area on vacation, you can play Battlecasters and enter for a chance to win $5,000 to split between yourself and a library of your choosing. And they're turning the Gaslamp District in San Diego into a giant game board. Close the Stonefire and spin the Battlecasters wheel to win great prizes like a copy of The Red Sun, the book that inspired the game, T-shirts, Dave Norman original artwork, sunglasses, and more. Cast spells, collect digital trading cards, and move through the Gaslamp Corridor in a whole new way when you play Battlecasters. So they're turning this Gaslamp District into a giant game board.
Well, that's all good, but is William Shatner going to be there?
I don't know. He might be in Comic-Con.
You gotta have the Shat.
I don't know. They have Star Trek conventions, and I know that he told his followers to get a life.
Yeah, I remember that was on SNL. How many years ago was that? 15, 20.
God, it's been
I
a
think
while.
it's been about 20.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, I've never been down to Comic-Con when it's going on. I hear it's an absolute zoo down there, and people just go crazy for it.
All in
And-
costumes, a lot of cosplay.
And I'm looking forward to going down. So we're going to go down Thursday evening and play this game out in the streets of San Diego.
Well, and you have to be 18 or older to play. And we will have Elaine Adams on the show tomorrow, and I think she wrote the story on which this is based. So I'm really excited to be interviewing her. She's a transmedia author. She wrote the game and has done the artwork, and we'll be interviewing her tomorrow on the show, and then we're going to be interviewing people at the event itself that will then hopefully air later.
Yes.
If not, we'll put it on our website, and you can download it on your own. But it should be a really fun event. Got to be 18 or older. We've posted links on our social media, so you can click through to find all the official rules, et cetera, et cetera. Join us.
Yes, indeed.
So lots of things going on in the news, and we only have a few minutes before we have to go on the break, and I don't know if everybody's heard, but Paula Deen stepped in it again yesterday.
What'd she do?
So she posted a photo of her son in brown face. So they went into costume. He's, I guess, supposed to be Ricky Ricardo, and she's obviously supposed to be Lucy. And of course, she's got the crazy red hair and all of that. But it's just bad. 2 years after accusations of racism nearly tore down her empire, Paula Deen and her team appear to have learned exactly nothing. Tuesday morning, the deep-fried dogmatist posted a Transformation Tuesday photo on Twitter featuring herself as I Love Lucy's Lucy and her former producer Gordon Elliott and her son Bobby Deen in brownface as Ricky. The tweet, which read, "Lucy, you got a lot of splaining to do," hashtag Transformation Tuesday, since has been deleted, but not before it was saved, everywhere. For the record, the photo itself is not a new one. Actually, it's from a 2011 Halloween episode of her Food Network show. In 2013, Dean lost nearly all of her business relationships after a former employee sued her claiming sexual and racial discrimination. So, yeah, she didn't, and especially since Desi Arnaz wasn't dark-skinned.
He was more olive complexion.
Yeah,
he was a Cuban.
He was a Cuban.
Yeah.
And so it's just, she's just got a tin ear.
Also invented the modern day sitcom format with 4 cameras.
Yes.
You see it to this day.
You do. So what do you think of this, Tobin?
I actually have a little mixed feelings on this. I think it's more creepy than racist. The way it is, just because it's her son playing dressed up as Desi, and yeah, I think that makes it a little creepy for me. This was meant for a Halloween episode. This was not meant as, I don't think it was done with what I would call a racial intent. It's not done in a demeaning way, So I kind of have mixed feelings about it, but I still think it's a little creepy.
Well, again, because Desi Arnaz did not have brown skin.
Yeah.
Now Lucy, because she's a redhead with blue eyes, she's very fair. But Desi Arnaz was as fair as I am.
Yeah.
And so it's, to me, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Oddly enough, Lucy was responsible for Star Trek. She approved it.
Did she?
It or not. Yeah. If you think Lucy LaBall, are you kidding?
Well, I don't know. She understood her audience.
She was a big shot back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, and even after the first pilot for Star Trek was turned down, she used her influence to say, give us a second pilot, which was unheard of in the 1960s, and NBC finally approved that one.
Wow. The other thing about this is that, because you see this picture in the context of all of her other racial issues that Paula Deen had, I think that gives it extra weight, extra power. If anybody else had done this, I think they would have been kind of like, okay, because this by itself is not, I don't see it as a horribly racist thing. But when you think about the other stuff that she said and did, you're like, okay, yeah, this is, this is bad.
I think if he'd worn a wig with that plastic 1950s men's hairdo that Desi Arnaz had and all of the other men had, she's wearing a Lucy wig.
Yeah.
If he had worn a Desi Arnaz wig, I think that it would have been better than the brown face.
Yeah.
of course, we should have a segment on the show called the Outrage Olympics, because there's something new to be outraged about every single day.
Yes.
And so I think we've made, like I've said before, an Olympic sport out of being offended. I think this was in poor taste.
And even Lucy's red wig would be inaccurate. She was a natural blonde who dyed it red.
Ah, yes, it worked for her though. I mean, it suited her. She was certainly fair enough to be able to pull off that red hair. So I think it's time for a break. It's 6:17. Are you ready? All right, it's 6:17. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We got Bill DeSchwartz in the booth, and we will be right back.
Public education used to be, public, as in an essential societal investment for the betterment of all, paid for by all through school taxes. In addition to privatization schemes to turn education over to corporate profiteers, public schools themselves have steadily been perverting the idea of free education into one of, quote, fee education. This is a product of the budget-slashing frenzy imposed on our schools in the past 15 years or so by coke-headed anti-public ideologues and unimaginative, acquiescent education officials. Beset by budget cuts, too many school systems are accommodating the slashers by shifting the cost of educating America's future from the general society to the parents of students who are presently enrolled. Want to play a sport? Take a class trip to a museum or participate in a debate tournament? Pay a fee. Want art, music, drama, or other cultural courses? Pay a fee. Need a uniform? Pay a fee. And now comes a new level of monetizing public education. The ubiquitous yellow school bus. Yes, just getting to and from school is increasingly being treated not as a necessary public service, but as a private luxury to be billed to the families of students. Districts in California, Colorado, Hawaii, Indiana, Massachusetts, Texas, and elsewhere are charging around $400 a year per child. For the poor and downwardly mobile middle class, that's a real hit. Yet another barrier to educational access for America's majority. What's next? A daily debit card deduction for kids to enter a classroom? This is Jim Hightower saying, if our society won't even pay for bus rides, how are we going to get to the future we want for our children? It's time to reject the small-minded budget slashers, reinvest fully in public education, and get America moving again.
To get more of Jim Hightower's populist take on what Wall Street and Washington are up to, visit www.hightowerlowdown.org.
Hi, everybody. Ray Lucia here. We just saw the biggest jump in mortgage rates in more than 25 years. So now it's more important than ever to lock in your loan with a professional who has a thorough understanding of this wild mortgage market. That pro, Steve Aladord, the loan financial planner from Rancho Financial. Steve is one of the top 1% of mortgage originators in the entire country. And for years, Steve has worked with me, my family members and friends, and in most cases will close your loan in 30 days or less. Time is critical if you're ready to buy or refi. No one knows where rates will go next. Learn the advantages of working with a direct lender who can fast-track your loan. Steve Alador can calculate which program is best for you and educate you about all of your options. Call the loan financial planner, Steve Alador, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070. Or watch Steve's free home loan webinar at loanfinancialplanner.com. That's loanfinancialplanner.com.
When Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Flow rider barefooting. Wet and wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet n Wild.
Slipping, sliding, barefooting. Getting soaked, barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild.
Barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. The Sheriff's Homeless Outreach and Proactive Enforcement Team, otherwise known as HOPE, is launching a Positive Change, Not Spare Change community awareness campaign. The goal of HOPE is to educate the public. For instance, statistics show that 65% of panhandlers are not homeless, and when you give money to a panhandler, you may be contributing to a drug or alcohol addiction. Legitimate homeless service providers can channel your donation to real solutions for moving people beyond homelessness. If you or your business would like to support Hope's cause, signs, flyers, posters, and bumper stickers will be available in support of this effort. If you are interested in receiving any promotional materials, please contact Hope locally at 909-387-0623. 909-387-0623. You can also call toll-free at 844-811-4673. That's 844-811-HOPE. Or you can send your request to HOPE at sbcsd.org. And that's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org. KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station for the Inland Empire.
Ooh, nice music. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth. What are we listening to, Bill?
That's Third Force.
I like it. All right. So we have been talking about the markets. Lots of things are going crazy this week. I say talking about the markets, I mean throughout the week and last week too. China regulators are now warning of a panic sentiment. The story is on CNBC News, CNBC.com. China securities regulators warned there was a quote-unquote panic sentiment in mainland stocks on Wednesday, saying there had been a surge in irrational selling as markets plunged further into bear market territory. The statement from China Securities Regulatory Commission, CSRC, did little to soothe investor worries about tumbling equities, with the Shanghai Composite sinking as much as 8% in early trade on Wednesday before paring losses to around 5%. Shortly after the regulator's statement, the People's Bank of China said it would closely watch the stock market's direction and guard against systematic regional financial risk, according to a statement on the central bank's website. China's state asset administrator also urged central government-owned firms to buy their own stock to stabilize share prices, pleading them not to sell during this period of unusual market volatility. This hodgepodge of measures that have been undertaken by the government are so conflicted that I think it's causing more confusion in the markets than is delivering therapy. And this is according to Ron Isana, CNBC News senior analyst and commentator. In the U.S., we're very concerned. We don't like excessive government intervention. The market is still trying to deflate a bubble, so why are they trying to prop up a bubble? Nothing looks or smells good there, remarked David Dietze, president and chief investment strategist at Point View Wealth Management. Meanwhile, more than 500 China-listed companies announced trading halts in Shanghai and Shenzhen on Wednesday, Reuters said, citing an analysis of corporate statements. More than 51% of the 2,776 A shares has suspended trading today, according to National Business Daily, echoed Bernard A.W., IG's market strategist. Suspension of trading is particularly stupid move, said Alex Wong, director of asset management at Hong Kong-based Ample Capital. People are selling heavily today because they're afraid the stocks they own may also get suspended.
Crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy.
And once this mindset sets in, it's really hard to stop. right?
Yes.
Especially when you're talking about new investors who have everything invested in the market or are extremely leveraged, who've borrowed a ton of money that they then won't be able to pay back. And so, the big shots at the top see the threat, and they're trying to stop it, but they're doing it in ways that are actually exacerbating the problem, that are adding to people's anxieties and fears, and so that makes people want to pull their money out even faster.
It's also China. I mean, Greece, that's like a gnat stinging you, but China, they're like an 800-pound gorilla.
They are the 800-pound gorilla. Yeah, absolutely. And so, exactly.
Now, as we said earlier in the week, this is primarily a Chinese problem initially because the 98% of the people in the Chinese market are Chinese people. But if their economy crashes, they produce, as Aaron pointed out the other day, they produce so much of the goods that we use here, that we buy around the globe.
Everything at Walmart.
Everything at Walmart.
Yeah, that there will have real world ramifications. It may take a little bit longer for it to get to us because we're not going to be directly hit by their stock market crash because we don't own their stocks, but it will eventually get to us if the Chinese economy is harmed deeply.
Again, according to the CNBC News, CNBC.com article, tumbling stocks could lead to widespread contagion in the financial system and even the real economy, as well as hurting Beijing's chances of completing structural reforms like debt deleveraging and revamping state-owned enterprises. So this really throws a monkey wrench into their economic plans for this, for the coming months and years.
Yeah. Well, and the other flip side of this too that we haven't even talked about yet, and I haven't seen any articles about yet, so it's pure speculation on my part. But if the Chinese economy collapses because they own so much American debt, they may need to get that hard currency back. They may need that influx of their money back from us, and they may begin to make some demands on us.
And where are we going to find that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I don't think their economy is going to collapse. I don't think that they're going to be like a Greece.
Yeah.
I do think that this is a correction that needs to happen. I think it's going to hurt the Chinese people. And if people who are heavily invested in China are going to lose some of their investment. So we will feel some effects if this continues the direction it's going in, but I don't think China collapses.
Yeah.
But we, of course, we'll keep you posted on all of this.
Yep.
Yeah, on that happy note.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to say this, I've got to talk about this story. The cops are now saying, are you ready for this? Gun-shaped iPhone case is a very bad idea.
No.
So, police departments don't usually weigh in on tech accessories unless they happen to be dead ringers for handguns. The NYPD and other departments have been issuing public warnings in recent weeks about iPhone cases designed to look like weapons. And this is according to CNN Money. The cell phone case is a terrible idea. Officers do not have the luxury of time when making split-second decisions while interacting with the public. Who thought this was a good idea?
Gangsters, thugs,
criminals.
It looks cool, man. Look at that. Looks like you've got and they have a picture here. It looks like you've got a pistol grip sticking out the back of your pocket. And actually, it's just a case that you can hold on to that allows you to hold your gun. Hold your phone like a gun. And I'm holding mine up right now without the little handle. But if you were to quickly pull this out of your pocket and hold it like you're pointing it like a gun, that I think, could get you in trouble.
So the law in the U.S. is that fake guns have to have some sort of orange tip or orange mark so that cops can quickly tell that it's not a real gun. This one does not, and so I think at the very least it needs to have like an orange stripe or something on it.
Yeah.
But at this point it doesn't. This, of course, is not made in the United States. Federal law, as I said, requires fake guns to have an orange mark on their barrel to identify them as such. The cases, of course, don't comply. As a result, the manufacturer will be working with U.S. Customs officials to try not the manufacturer. U.S. Customs officials will be trying to block them from being imported into the country. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We've got this is the kind of thing that can be so easily made here, too. So you can block the imports, but then you have people. People will make these things. If there's a demand for it, people will make them. That's the crazy thing, right?
It's time for another break on that happy, crazy news.
In honor of Ringo turning 75.
Oh, my gosh. Happy birthday, Ringo Starr. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill the Schwartz in the booth. We are on The Brink, the morning show on Kcaa AM 1050. We'll be right back.
I never needed anybody's help in any way.
KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station for the Inland Empire.
California headline news. The gun used in that shooting of a 32-year-old woman on Pier 14 in San Francisco last week reportedly belonged to a federal agent. The suspect, Francisco Sanchez, says he found it on the ground wrapped in a T-shirt and it went off when he picked it up. He was in court Tuesday pleading not guilty to murder. Bail set at $5 million. His public defender says that's too high.
Mr. Sanchez was only in San Francisco for a very short period of time. He has no convictions in the state of California.
Public defender Jeff Adachi. 5 people hurt, 1 in critical condition after 2 cars slam into the famous Donut King shop in Gardenia. California losing ground when it comes to the global economy, ranked 8th largest in the world. That's down a spot.
We came very close to catching up with Brazil, which had been quite a bit ahead of us. Brazil has roughly 5 times as many people.
Steve Levy with the Center for Continuing Study of the California Economy. Geico weather, lots of clouds across the state today. Chance of rain tonight. Jeff Scott, California News.
Today, Geico's stuff found in your car takes us under your passenger seat.
Hello, darling. Remember me? That earring you lost? I thought we were close, but then it took 15 minutes to notice I was missing in this ghastly carpeting. That's 15 minutes you could have used to switch your car insurance to Geico and saved hundreds of dollars. Money you could use for new earrings. And wouldn't that be nice? For you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
Times sure have changed since Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. We didn't have video games like today. But that's not to say we didn't have fun. One of my favorite games was Don't Get Kicked by the Goat. Now that's some real excitement, especially when someone lost. Yep, back then we knew 2 things: how to have a good time, and that Geico was always a good deal.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got patchy fog, otherwise cloudy skies through mid-morning with gradual clearing and a high near 83. Tonight, patchy fog, increasing clouds, a low near 59. Wednesday, patchy fog, cloudy skies through mid-morning, gradual clearing with a high near 79. Wednesday night, patchy fog, increasing clouds, a low near 58. Thursday, patchy fog in the morning, cloudy through mid-morning, gradual clearing and a high near 81. Thursday night, patchy fog, mostly clear with a low near 57. Patchy fog in the morning on Friday, sunny skies, a high near 85. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
Art Bell is back, and he's coming to KCAA.
There are a lot of people who think that we are Martians, that there's a strong possibility that we are Martians. That's why I said us. No, I'm serious. There was a civilization on Mars. That might have been us or our ancestors.
Nobody is more captivating than Art Bell.
Now, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is something here that defies logical explanation.
Tune into the best, Midnight in the Desert with Art Bell.
The only way you're going to get the American people to pony up the billions of dollars, however many hundreds of billions it would be to go to Mars, the only way you're going to get them to do that is to convince them that we have a real reason to go. Want to take a ride?
Coming July 20th. Weeknights at midnight on KCAA, 1050 AM.
Financial words of wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Don't tell me technicals do not matter. Of course they matter.
Let your winners run, cut your losers quickly. Being hyperactive is just as bad as being a Holden Hoper. Middle of the road is the answer, and that's what you need to do.
It's helpful financial food for thought on your drive home with a host who tells it like it is. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Here's a look at the KCAA community calendar. You can win tickets to the Junior University Musical Theater presentation of The Jungle Book. Just listen to KCAA all day long and get ready to win. Are you looking for adventurous entertainment for the whole family? Then join Junior University for a musical theater experience that is unmatched under the stars at Roosevelt Bowl in Paris Hill Park. This year, it's Mugwai and the Adventures in the Heart of the Jungle as Junior University presents William R. Dixon's adaptation of The Jungle Jungle Book. Show dates are July 17th through August 1st. Starting time is 8:15 p.m. General admission is just $10 for adults, and children 12 years old and younger are just $5. Two parents and all their children under 18 years can purchase a family ticket at the box office for just $25, and you can save 20% on a family ticket if you print it out at home by going to junioruniversity.org. Listen to KCAA and win tickets to the Jungle Book. And that's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Mark Westwood.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
So we're back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth playing a little Van Halen.
Morning.
So there's a story that's actually going on right now, and this got this from NBC News, and this is in Los Angeles. Delays expected after United Airlines flights grounded nationwide. United Airlines flights were grounded nationwide. So this morning, Wednesday morning, the Federal Aviation Administration issued a ground stop alert due to an automation issue for United Airlines. The FAA said the planes would not be allowed to depart until 8:15 Central Time or later, but delays are expected. We experienced a network connectivity issue this morning, United Airlines said in a statement. We are working to resolve this and apologize to our customers for any inconvenience. It was not immediately clear what caused the issue. I can't believe that. I mean, that's what's wrong.
This is bizarre.
You think they were hacked?
I'm thinking hacked. I'm thinking, this is not normal.
It's not normal. But it could be just an outage. It could be, mechanical things, electronic things sometimes break.
System-wide, Aaron.
It is system-wide. It's true.
So, I mean, I can understand if your internet goes out in Los Angeles, right? And so LAX has got some issues with getting their planes off the air. But system-wide? Across the nation?
Right, it's across the nation.
I mean, that's got to be a hack, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's speculating. I don't want to get people freaked out.
Yeah.
We're speculating that it's a hack, but it could be. I mean, it's, it'll be interesting. This is huge. United Airlines, of course, is one of the largest carriers, I think, in the world, but definitely in the United States. And so this is a very, very big deal. Imagine you're taking United in the morning because you've got an afternoon meeting and now you're late. And, that's... It's a big deal.
Do you remember back when everyone was concerned about the Y2K bug?
Yes.
And that planes would be falling out of the sky, right?
Yep.
Because the computers would shut down or some such thing. And the reality is that, while they were able to figure that out and fix that before any major catastrophes happened, the real issue now is people who are just out there trying to create havoc.
Yes.
There are bad people out there who are looking for ways to corrupt computer systems and do things just to see what would happen.
Well, we'll keep an eye on this news story. And, of course, 8:15 Central Time would be 7:15 Pacific Time.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be. It'd be 6:15, right? Because it goes Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific. So, yes, it would be 2 hours. So they should be up and running, although we have not. This was updated 2 minutes ago, so it looks like they're still down. So, looks like they're still down. Stay tuned. Check out NBC.com for more information. Obviously, this is a big national story.
Yes, it is.
So, what?
I was going to say, it's Wordplay Wednesday, and we haven't done any words yet.
I know, we got to do them at the end, though.
We have to do them at the end?
We always do them at the end.
Okay.
So I have good news for people who enjoy The Simpsons. You're a Simpsons fan.
I am a big Simpsons fan.
Do you like The Simpsons, Bill?
Yeah, I'm a big Harry Shearer fan. Is he coming back?
He's
or not?
coming back.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yes, the voice of Mr. Burns, Ned Flanders, and many others is coming back to The Simpsons. It turns out that fans of The Simpsons don't have to worry about losing the voices of Burns, Flanders, and Principal Skinner. Harry Shearer, who said in May he wouldn't return for the show's 27th series, is now back on board. Fox announced Tuesday that it had signed all of the show's main cast members, Shearer included.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet it was about the money?
Oh, I'm sure it was about the money.
I'm not coming back.
It's never about the money, is it?
Integrity. The integrity of the voice.
Yes, well, the official statement is Fox is proud to confirm that each and every member of the iconic series voice cast will be returning in the roles they brought to life since the show's beginning as a series of animated shorts nearly 30 years ago, on the Tracy Ullman Show.
I remember that, yeah.
I do too. So anyway, that's good news for everybody who likes The Simpsons. We used to watch it, always.
It's amazing how many shows get on through a backdoor pilot. Happy Days, that actually started out as a segment on Love American Style, Love and the Happy Days, and it became a series out of that.
Wow.
Very few people remember Love American Style, but they all remember Happy Days.
I have a vague recollection of that show because I was little, but I have a vague recollection of that show. But I definitely watched Happy Days, and Laverne and Shirley, and loved Laverne and Shirley.
Yes.
And whatever happened, we've had this private conversation. You have these characters who just appear, like all of a sudden a brother appears or just disappear. And I think the older brother, was his name Chet or something like that on Happy Days,
yes.
He walked up the stairs to go to his bedroom and then never appeared on the show again.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
So, yeah. Apparently he wasn't, he was kind of a dumb jock character. And of course, Richie and Joni were much more interesting siblings. So yeah, apparently there was an older brother, and I do vaguely remember that.
Chet.
Yeah, I think it was Chet. I might have the name wrong, but I think it was Chet.
If only my brothers and sisters would disappear when they walked up the stairs.
Oh, that's sad. So, yeah. Now, speaking of teens, a teen caught. He found an old math error at a museum. So people have been visiting the Mathematica exhibit at Boston Museum of Science for more than twice as long as Joseph Rosenfeld has been alive. But it wasn't until the 15-year-old Virginia resident paid a visit that its math error was fixed. This is according to the Boston Globe. He noticed that the exhibit's equation for the golden ratio was off. There was a minus sign instead of a plus sign 3 times, he tells My Fox Boston. He bought it. He brought it to the attention of the museum and soon received a letter of thanks. The exhibit has been in place since 1981, but the equation is now correct for the first time. They had the text big, but the equation small, so I guess it's pretty easy for your eyes to skim over it, says the teen, who hopes to go to MIT. That exhibit is pretty cluttered. Most people probably didn't have time to read the whole plaque for the golden ratio. The museum has invited Rosenfeld back for its Science Behind Kcaa exhibit.
Wow.
Smart kid.
15 years old, and he catches a math error on a museum exhibit.
How much you want to wager he gets into MIT?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in on that one.
I'm in on that one, too.
Wow, smart kid. Smart kid.
So, any stories that you want to talk about, Tobin?
Well, this guy goes to the theater in Broadway, right? Is it Broadway? And he decided to plug his phone in to the outlet up on the stage. It was a set, and it was not a real outlet. But before the show started, he noticed that his phone was dying, and so he got out of his seat. He walked up to the stage area and plugged his phone in to what he thought was a real outlet on the set. And when the stage people recognized, they realized you can't have this go on. You can't have a phone charger. So they had to stop before the show could start. They had to find out whose phone it was. It delayed the show by about 5 minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of person does that? Right?
Well, people are really selfish when it comes to their phones. They have the kiosks for charging at the airports. And so we have been to the airport. Well, you see people, there's like 6 or 8 or chargers, and there are 2 people sitting there charging multiple devices each, so that their iPad works and their computer works is charged, and then their iPhone is charged, and then nobody else can charge there.
Yeah.
Because they're so important, they've got to charge all their gear at one time.
Well, when you think about, the issue with phones at shows, I mean, normally it's someone's phone, it starts ringing or goes off or something.
Yes.
But to actually get up out of your seat at a show, go crawl up onto the stage and plug in, I mean, what is this person thinking? I mean, that's beyond, like, normal behavior. I mean, that is, like, where do you draw your line? Where's your boundary? But they must be so egocentric, and so that phone must be so important to them that they're willing to just sort of forget all social convention to walk up on stage and plug in their phone.
That's true. And here's the thing. You should turn your phone off during the show anyway.
Yes.
When you get back into your car, then you can charge it. And perhaps he was, taking public transportation, but even a lot of public transportation now has chargers on them.
Yes, it does.
So like our SBX buses here in San Bernardino do.
Yes, they do.
So it's just crazy. What do you think, Bill? That's perfect. That's perfect.
Says it all.
Says it all. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth. We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050. We'll be right back.
KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station, where your business comes first. It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the community calendar. I'm Successful Brim. The Edward Dean Museum is happy to announce another new Sherlock Holmes-inspired mystery dinner theater performed by the Actors Forum. Sherlock Holmes and his recently empowered landlady, Mrs. Hudson, are called to a foreboding country estate to investigate a violent murder. The suspects include 2 women, a young boy, and a ghost. Tickets are $50 and includes appetizers, dinner, dessert, and of course the thrilling performance of the loosely based Turn of the Screw by Henry James. Reservations must be made as there is limited seating per performance. There will be 2 performances, Saturday, July 18th and Friday, July 24th. The time is 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Please contact the Edward Dean Museum to reserve your space today, 951-845-2626, or visit edwarddeanmuseum.org. Again, 951-845-2626, or visit edwarddeanmuseum.org. And that's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Wet n Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Flow rider barefooting. Wet n Wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet n Wild.
Slipping, sliding, barefooting. Getting so barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild.
Barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild. Park open daily.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
KCAA is your CNBC News affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
We have Bill DeSchwartz in the booth and Thomas Dolby on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really, but his music anyway.
Blinded me with science.
One of these early MTV favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a story that just came up from on CNBCnews.com that we just have to talk about really quick before we go into our Wordplay Wednesday. The owner of the Bunny Ranch, Dennis Hoff, he's considering running for Senate.
Aaron, what's a bunny ranch?
Tobin, you want to talk about this?
Is a bunny ranch where they sell the little fuzzy bunnies?
No, the bunny ranch is not where they fuzz.
And the little kids show up and they play with the little rabbits and they give them carrots and it's all cute and fuzzy and lovable. No. Not in Nevada.
No. Well, it's in Nevada.
But the bunny ranch in Nevada is not that kind of bunny ranch.
Not that kind of bunny ranch.
Is this the
one?
No
carrots, but people laying out lots of cabbage.
That's exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So this is the guy. Okay, so Dennis Hoff, owner of the bunny ranch chain of brothels.
Because prostitution is legal in the state of Nevada.
Brothels in Nevada, wants to go to Washington. The business owner and star of the HBO series Kcaa said he has formed an exploratory committee to run for the United States Senate seat held by powerful Democrat Harry Reid. The senator said that he's retiring and will not seek re-election in 2016. Hoff recently joined the Libertarian Party and said that he would run as one if he commits to a run. It's time to get someone in Washington that understands what Nevada is all about, said Hoff, who added that his run is pretty likely. Funding a senatorial campaign isn't cheap, and it won't be any easier by Hoff's pledge that he doesn't plan to take any money from special interest groups, but he says that he has a bankroll that's big enough to run the race. He says, I've got 99 problems, but neither money nor women are one, he said. Hoff's decision to run was spurred by a state tax increase that was approved by the state legislature last month. The hike, the largest ever in the state's history, will raise up to $1.1 billion in new and extended taxes. So before we go any further, he's upset about a state tax increase, so he's going to run for the federal Senate.
I know, right? He should be running for the state legislature.
Yeah. I don't know if he understands how the government works.
Probably not.
But he's running. At least he's running as a libertarian. I give him credit for that. That seems to fit with the whole brothel thing, right? Everyone do your own thing and don't worry about everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, don't judge me.
You do you, I'll do me, we'll be fine.
That's libertarianism. But my God, a brothel owner?
This is better than Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, hey. You know, it's America, though, right? I mean, it's America. We get them all. And honestly, we've been kind of lucky in that, you know, the kookier ones that we've had haven't been that kooky when you look around the globe, because I know in some of these foreign countries they've had.
And Italy, didn't they have a porn star who actually made it into the legislature?
Yeah. And so, you know, I mean, I think our worst was Gopher from the Love Boat made it in, right?
Well, no, I mean, we had the governor here in California.
Hey, don't talk about Arnie.
And, of course, Jesse Ventura in Minnesota. And then after he was governor, he went off the deep end as a conspiracy theorist.
They got Al Franken, too. I mean, you know, that
They
guy's,
did.
you
They
know.
got Stuart Smalley.
Because you're good enough. You're bright enough, and gosh darn it, people like you.
So why not? Why not have the owner of a chain of brothels? I mean, you know.
So the feminist vote is going to lose its mind. Although this is a hard issue for feminists, right? Because, you know, women should be able to express themselves sexually any way they want, right? And so, you know, so is a brothel, are women victims that work in the women who work in brothels victims? Are they just, you know, being, you know, free feminist women?
Entrepreneurs,
exactly, in the world's oldest profession.
She works hard for the money.
Exactly.
So you better treat her right.
Wow. You know, it'll be interesting to see if his campaign actually gets legs. I mean, you know, as he says, he's got money. He's got a TV show, so he's got some notoriety, some name ID. You know, and he's in a state that's notoriously sort of okay with this stuff. I mean, so
I mean, it's the wild, wild west in Nevada, right?
It is.
I mean, they allow a lot of things that other states don't.
You can walk out on the sidewalk with an open container. Try doing that here.
Yeah. No, not going to happen.
No, they treat you like an adult there. As long as you're not acting up. But the second you do, you'll be
in trouble.
You'll be visited.
Yes.
You'll be taken note of.
Well, they call it Sin City for a reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to watch this. I don't know. Go for it, dude. Whatever.
Okay.
So, Canadian words. That's our Wordplay Wednesday.
You know, in Canada, they say Wednesday.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. So, you came up with this one, Aaron. 8 Canadian words that you won't understand. You won't understand them.
So, all right. So, Business Insider celebrates Canada Day, and this was posted on July 1, with a list of Canadian phrases that would likely confuse Americans. A sample, keener. What's a keener? Bill, you know what a keener is?
Is that when you're feeling really keen?
Well, something like that. Someone who is extremely eager or keen, as in a brown noser.
Oh.
So somebody who sucks up at the office is a keener.
And see, now that I like that, because now you can call someone a keener and they won't know you're calling them a brown noser.
Yeah, and then you'll find out they're from Canada.
And they're like, oh.
All right, so a Mickey. Actually, this one I kind of knew. A Mickey. What's a Mickey?
I always thought a Mickey was like a drug that if someone put a Mickey in your drink, right, that was like drugging you or something. They slip you a Mickey.
Well,
but
did you ever drink Mickey's Big Mouth when you were in college?
I did. That's kind of in the Midwest. I would go back to Kansas, my relatives back there, and have a Mickey's Big Mouth.
So a Mickey is a 375 milliliter bottle of booze.
Oh.
So that kind of fits in there.
Okay.
So what's it mean to hang a Larry?
Okay.
Let's ask Bill. What's hanging a Larry?
Oh, gosh, I don't even want to go there.
It sounds rude.
Sounds kind of sexual.
No, it's just making a left turn.
Oh.
So hang a Larry means you're going left.
Okay. That makes sense.
I don't know, because somehow saying going left or turning left is so difficult, they have to say hang a Larry.
So this next one fits with my philosophy here. 2-4, Aaron. 2-4.
What is a 2-4?
It's a case of beer with 24 bottles.
All right, 2-4. All right.
2-4. Hey, guys, let's do 2-4. Okay.
So a double-double. Now, a double-double, of course, here means
in and out.
In and out. And that's, but there, it's something different.
Yeah, there, it's a Tim Hortons coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars.
So Tim Hortons is like their Dunkin' Donuts. Tim Hortons is I don't want to say they're Starbucks because it's not as big as Starbucks. It's like their Dunkin'.
Yeah.
So what is a parkade?
A parkade.
Isn't that like imitation butter?
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Bill knows.
No, it's a parking garage.
And it's called a parkade.
Parkade. Isn't that weird?
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then the last one is Dep.
Now, Dep is hair gel. We're almost out of time, so I'm going to say this real quick. It's a convenience store, at least in Montreal and Quebec. So we're at 6:59. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We got Bill Schwartz in the booth. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you have a really productive day. This is On the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. The markets are poised for a big drop. Besides Greece, now traders are also worried about China. After more than doubling in the first half of the year, China's markets have lost 30% in the past month. Emergency measures there have failed to stop the bleeding. Microsoft is reportedly ready to announce a new round of layoffs as early as today. The New York Times reports these job cuts will be in addition to the 18,000 people the company had already planned to let go. Symantec is reportedly in talks to sell its Veritas data storage business to private equity firm Carlyle. The software security company has been shopping Veritas for several months, but interest from potential buyers had been limited because of a tax burden associated with splitting the company. And coming up this afternoon, the minutes from the latest Federal Open Market Committee will be released. Chris Maurer, CNBC.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Good morning, it's 7:02. I'm Bill Schwartz looking at your traffic and weather. Looks like it's going to be kind of cloudy and cool today. I'm liking that. LA and Orange County, they're going to see drizzle and temps in the mid-70s. Beaches are going to be cloudy, but temps in the upper 60s, and the mountains are going to be in the mid-70s. Currently, it's 67 degrees. Looking at your drive in Ontario, the carpool lane is blocked on the 60. That's eastbound after Archibald Avenue. And in Corona, stop-and-go traffic on the 91. That's westbound between McKinley Street and Green River Road. Also stop-and-go traffic in Corona. That's I-15 northbound between Temescal Canyon and Cajalco Road. That's traffic and weather, and that report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Winston Churchill's words stirred his country in the face of defeat. Today, they inspire us to reach for our own victories. Commitment. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Slam the door on FeePay. Forget everything you know about selling online because I'm here to tell you about a new and revolutionary way to buy and sell on the internet. BuySellMakeOffer.com is here to shake up the web. Tired of paying those outrageous fees? You'll never pay a fee with BuySellMakeOffer.com. For a monthly membership package starting at only $7.95, you can list and sell up to 50 items. That would cost you nearly $100 with the other guys. Go right now to BuySellMakeOffer.com and sign up today. Is your radio station dull and boring like most corporate-owned stations on the dial? Then it's time to tune to KCAA 1050 AM. It will blow your mind and maybe expand it too. KCAA is your independently owned go-to station in the Inland Empire. It's a veritable cornucopia of crazy, an assemblage of awesome and cool, and it's a little weird too. KCAA pumps out more local and national radio each week than most major networks while offering CNBC business news headlines during the week and NBC sports news on weekends. KCAA is unique, interesting, quirky, and sometimes outlandishly crazy, which adds up to a high volume of awesome. And for you audiophiles, KCAA delivers FM sound quality to our transmitter, which is why KCAA is the best-sounding AM station on the dial. So make your day with KCAA and find us online at kcaaradio.com. KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Do you like cars, racing, adventure and speed, motorsports of any kind? If it has speed, high performance, or burns octane, there's a brand new show for you. Do you have 1030 weight in your blood, or are you running on 104 performance octane? Then gear up for a brand new show on KCAA called Kcaa Racing.
Hi, everybody. Ray Lucia here. You know, we just saw the biggest jump in mortgage rates in more than 25 years. So now it's more important than ever to lock in your loan with a professional who has a thorough understanding of this wild mortgage market. That pro, Steve Alidord, the loan financial planner from Rancho Financial. Steve is one of the top 1% of mortgage originators in the entire country. And for years, Steve has worked with me, my family members and friends, and in most cases will close your loan in 30 days or less. Time is critical if you're ready to buy or refi. No one knows where rates will go next. Learn the advantages of working with a direct lender who can fast-track your loan. Steve Alidord can calculate which program is best for you and educate you about all of your options. Call the loan financial planner, Steve Alidord, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070. Or watch Steve's free home loan webinar at loanfinancialplanner.com.
Controlled? Well, maybe. Chaos? Definitely. Tune in weekday mornings, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. for Controlled Chaos with Gary Garver, Jigga, Dave, and Mary Tonga. KCAA 1050 AM. You have to hear it to believe it.
He has been a professional money manager for the last 18 years. He is a regular contributor to the Fox Business Channel and Bloomberg Radio. In addition to this, he is a regular contributor to TheStreet.com and MarketWatch.com. Now he's live here on the Wall Street Business Network. Here is Bill Gunderson.
And welcome to the Wednesday, July the 8th. Another day of pain here on Wall Street, but it's the live edition of the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour, and I'll try to at least talk you down from the top of the building there, or the 10th floor. Look at the trading yesterday. I mean, it was pretty good in the end, showing that this bull market is still intact. When you're down 200 at one point in the day and you end up 100, or down 200 by the beginning of the day, end up 100, I mean, the investors want to buy this market. We've just got a couple temporary things that we've got to work our way through. And once again today, who knows where we'll end up, because we're down again 207 points today, like we were yesterday, and you never know, we could end up 200. Don't get whiplash during all of this. You better wear a neck brace. The Dow is at 17,569. Hey, it's becoming more undervalued along the way. The S&P 500 down 23 points right now. That's 1.1%. It's at 2,057. The NASDAQ is down 66 points to 4,931. That's a 1.3% drop. And, of course, the highest risk areas of the market are the ones taking on the most water when these sell-off days occur. Crude oil, $52.60. It's also taken the brunt of this sell-off in the global markets, basically due to Greece and China, those two areas, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Gold is at 1161 right now. The euro is at 1.10, and of course the euro kind of the center of the storm right now. The 10-year yield, we're seeing a bond rally. The yield is clear down to 2.25%. So welcome to the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour with professional money manager Bill Gunderson, president of Gunderson Capital Management. Hey, Gunderson, on Monday, you once again, for the 6th year, 15th week in a row, said that we are still in a bull market. We were down. We're down 200 and we're up 100. We're down. How can this be a bull market? You have to step back and take a longer term look. What's the definition of a bull market? It's a primary uptrend. Print out a 5-year chart of the S&P 500 and tell me which way that chart is still pointing. Has it topped out? Has it begun to roll over and point down? Negative. It has not. So we're still in a primary uptrend bull market, technically. Fundamentally, we're still in a bull market. Why? Because earnings estimates right now, expectations for next year are quite a bit higher than this year. And as long as earnings continue to grow, of course, that's subject to change day to day, and I follow that every single week. I update my numbers in my newsletter, and as of last Friday, which was only a few days